Considering that more than 40% of a home utility bill is attributed to heating and cooling, it's important to make smart choices when considering a new system. A heat pump is the most efficient heating and cooling system available. That's because rather than generating heat, it simply transfers heat from one place to another.
When I bring folks over to look at my heat pump, one of the first things people ask me is, so is it behind the air conditioner? And that's because it looks so much like an air conditioner because it is an air conditioner. It works on the same technology. It just has a mechanism that it lets it run in both directions. So it pulls heat out of your home and moves it outside just like an air conditioner does in the summer. And then in the winter, it's able to pull heat from the outside and move it into your home.
This type of technology requires far less power.
The biggest advantage of a heat pump is that they're incredibly efficient. It just takes so much less energy to move heat around as compared to creating heat.
Candida Pagan and her family were looking for an option to replace their gas furnace and also provide relief during the summer months.
When we were thinking about replacing our heating system, we wanted to add air conditioning because we did not have central air before.
Another incentive was to move from gas to electric, especially since wind is the largest source of energy production in Iowa.
We want to have like a lower carbon footprint. We want to be doing things that are moving towards sustainability. And so having an electric heating system was one of those things that we felt strongly about.
Their heat pump was installed in March of 2023.
So I've had like some time to feel it out in terms of how does the air function, how does the heat function. This winter I really got a great idea of how it works in deep cold and in kind of moderate cold.
A winter that included heavy snow, blizzard conditions, and frigid cold temperatures. And how did the heat pump hold up?
Great. It operated as well as our former furnace. We did not need to add plug-in electric heaters in the house either, so it was just kind of the test, and it stood up to the test. I was really happy with it.
Living in Iowa, winters can be grueling. Ducted heat pumps like Candida's can operate fine on their own in cold climates. They can also be tied in with an existing furnace as a backup.
Come winter, it will supplement your furnace so that your furnace doesn't have to run as much. That saves you money, and it also gives you time to figure out how the heat pump is working for your home. A lot of people are concerned about whether or not it can heat a home in the winter. I can say we're very comfortable in my home. It works very well.
Our energy bill has gone down. We do budget billing, and so it's gone down by about $50 a month for now. I anticipate it will go down even further.
A great time to consider moving to a heat pump is when you need to replace your AC unit. On first glance, comparing prices can be deceiving. You'll want to factor in potential tax credits and future energy savings.
They do cost a little more than a traditional air conditioner, but the great thing is between now and 2032, we have federal tax credits available that will cover 30% of the costs for the equipment and installation, which actually makes a heat pump very cost competitive with an air conditioner. You'll end up paying about the same once you get the tax credits, and then you'll be saving money on top of it. So it ends up being a really great choice.